to talk with you about has to do with buying $600 wigs and cheap fuels for your body. This is something that I see quite often. I think that many people can say that they might have made these kinds of decisions and choices in their life. And so I want to start off by telling you a little story. I remember years ago when I first began on this journey of wellness and healing, I was very much still involved in some community organizations back home where I'm from. And one day during one of the events, I announced that I was going to be hosting a health day. And this health day was going to have invites. They were going to have PhD doctors, naturopathic doctors, doctorates of natural medicine. I had a really great lineup. And the idea was that you were going to have a day of juicing and fasting and talks and just, kind of get your health together. At the end of the my announcement, and I think there was a break or the day was done, a member came up to me and he was like, why would I pay you $50 to go to a health day? And I was like, well, why not? If you're sick and you're taking medication, don't you want to feel better? And he was just shaking his head like, no, it's not worth it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you pay like more than $50 for a pair of pants. You wouldn't want to take the time to invest in your health. So this was my first face to face with this reality of people not seeing the value in investing in their health, right? Um, like, how much have you ever paid for an item before? I had to stop and think about this. I remember about 10 years ago, my grandmother was raving about her $1,000 dress. She had this event that she was going to. So she decided that she was going to, go all out and purchase this dress. So she paid $1,000 for this dress for her to look good. Who hasn't paid a lot of money? I know I've paid $300 for shoes before, very unique shoes, beautiful stilettos with rhinestones, or unique shoes when I was traveling in London or other areas of Europe. $200 on a pair of pants, 550, like money. It's easy to drop money here and there, right? Because we put a lot of importance on our looks. We place a lot of importance on our appearance. We put a lot of time, effort, and money into maintaining how we look. Looking like the Jones or wanting to be like the Jones is what it is. But if you look at it, we will pay $600 for an installation of weave. You'll pay $1 for a pack of food colored chocolate, but you won't pay the extra money for the vitamins and the supplements that are going to help your chronic issue, right? You won't pay the extra money because it's coming out of your pocket, and pharmaceuticals don't usually come out of pocket and cost so much, right? And so I get it, because it's easy for you to purchase a five, six, $7 bottle of Tylenol as opposed to buying 100 ml bottle of tincture that may last you just a couple of days, right? Like the bottles of tincture that I have my clients take, they're starting at about 175 for one bottle, and there's more variation, right? So we have to keep this in mind, when we're looking at how we're breaking down prices, what we're paying for, and why we're paying for it. The root cause, I think, of this problem, because this is a huge problem, it's like an epidemic. I wouldn't call it a pandemic, but it's an epidemic, of people choosing to pay exorbitant amounts of money on their external appearance to keep up with the Joneses, but won't invest in their health and wellness, right? Like pills and these, liquids that the pharmaceutical companies are selling us, they're readily accessible. You can go right into Pharmaprix, Pharmaprix at Montreal and Montreal and Quebec, Pharmaprix, or Shoppers or Rexall, Walgreens, wherever you live, and just get something over the counter. Pepto Bismol, right? Activia. You can just purchase this over the counter and you get immediate relief, because that's what we're looking for, right? Especially if you're living with chronic illnesses. You've got these fibroids that are just bothering you. You bend over, you feel them. You turn, you feel them. Your period starts, you're aware of them because you have excess bleeding. Maybe your cycle is irregular. Maybe you have PCOS. Maybe you have thyroid issues. Maybe you're dealing with, a miscarriage. Whatever your issue is, right? These immediate, readily accessible, medications are actually not keeping you accountable and not making you responsibility. And so you're not making the change that you want because you have partial accountability and partial responsibility, because you don't really have to invest anything. You don't have that mindset or that willingness to just kind of go ahead and do the full gamut, because skirks, you're putting a brakes on there. Like, yo, I remember once I made a crucial decision to get my hair done as opposed to getting some health issue done. And I can tell you, it has been 10 years and I am kicking myself in the butt for doing that. Like, I did that. I didn't pay $600, but I know people who have chosen to pay exorbitant amounts of money, but that's just what it is. Like, we have all at some point done this, right? So like some of the pain points that we're experiencing, and that's where my issue was okay, now I remember I had to make this decision. At the time I had locks. I'm restarting my locks again. They're like this long, right? The length of my finger. But at the time, my locks were below my shoulders. This is my third set, actually. And I wanted to have some extensions added on. And so she did this. And I was feeling great because I had booked this appointment in advance. So I went, I got my hair done, laughed and joked with her. I was feeling good. And my health issue was raging. It was looking at me and it was like, hey, girl, what's up? Are you not going to deal with me? And I suppressed it. I pushed it down and I was like, well, I got my hair done. I'm feeling really good, so I can cover up this issue. And so there are a lot of people who are walking around looking beautiful, amazing, dressed to the nines, and you are fraught with pain. You have such a plastered on smile because the pain that you're feeling will not allow you to do anything different, because you had to build yourself up to look a certain way to be outside. And so this is the face that you manifest, right? You may think something of it, but you don't think anything of it because this is how it's always been for you. And so this is what you've got to do. You've got to keep on going. You just bought your great pair of shoes, you just got your hair done and you're looking really good. And so you've got to just keep pressing forward. It's just part of the deal. You're feeling pain and that's just what it is, right? The other piece is not just that you're buying the stuff rather than choosing to, look at alternatives for your health, but you're buying things that are making you uncomfortable, that are adding to your discomfort and your chronic health. Point in case, shoes that are too small for you, stop doing it. High-heeled stiletto shoes that tip your pelvis too much, right? And put more pressure on the ligaments, causing more pain, right? Because you're not even standing in the right posture, in the right position. And so you're compensating, so you're creating more pain. You're buying these pants and you're saying, I can fit into them. It's okay. I can squeeze. And the button is like digging exactly into where the uterus would be. And you're wondering why you have so much pain, why you have clots, why you have excessive, bleeding when you're on your actual cycle, right? Like, what are you doing? What are you, like, the clothes that you're purchasing? You're buying your weaves and your wigs and you're, getting your perms. And these are options that everyone has. But when you are perming your hair, it's a known fact that these are cancer-causing chemicals that go into the scalp, they go into the blood-brain barrier, and they just move throughout the body. I know many women who will stop dyeing their hair and perming their hair when they're pregnant because they know that it affects their body. They know that it affects their hormonal system and their pregnancy. So they will wait until after. No bleaching, no perming, no none of that, right? So they're doing all of these documentaries, these scientifically documented science experiments, you know what I mean, that are telling you that these things are hurting you, they're detrimental for your health, for your hair. Then you've also got these clothes that you're purchasing, your clothes, you're buying them, you're sitting down in them, you're hurting, you're doubling over, and you're saying that you look really good. So as long as you feel good, you can maintain, you know what I mean, this front that you're wearing, but you are contributing to your problem, right? And then on top of that, you're popping a pill and you're taking a laxative to make up for what your body's not doing. So instead of your body functioning as it normally would, passing your bowels once, twice a day, minimum, passing your bowels once to twice a day. You know what I mean? Like all of the things that you should, like, it's not happening. And so you're going to take a laxative pill because you didn't go today, you didn't go yesterday, because you didn't drink any water and you were eating food to clog you up. You took a pill today, and then you're back to doing the same thing tomorrow. The clothes that are too tight, the foods that, you know what I mean, slow you down, the drinks that dehydrate you. I'm just calling it out as I see it, right? And so now what happens? You know, you're not into changing your eating habits, right? You don't have the discipline for long-term health changes. You just want to see a change right now. You know, like, this culture has us very much into here and now. You know what I mean? If it doesn't satisfy my needs right now, if it doesn't deal with what I need right now, then, you know, I can't deal with it long term, because I can't see what's happening for the long term, or I can't put myself there, or I just don't have the discipline to get me there. So you are a part of that problem, right? So you need to have the latest. You're treating yourself to all the things that you love, but it's creating more problems for you in the long run. And in the end, I'm still here. I'm okay. I'm still, you know, slugging it out. It's okay. We do what we do. My makeup looks good. My hair is on point. You know what I mean? My name brand clothes look great. And I've got money in my bank. So I'm okay. But remember, your health is your wealth, as I've said before. And if you are not enjoying your health, then you're not really enjoying your wealth, right? So these are all of the things that we need to keep in mind, because it's too easy for us to put the beauty on top of us, gold plated. You know what I mean? As opposed to being gold filled, we're gold plated. And when that shit wears off, yo, it's tin, it's lead, it's mercury, and you're stuck with the same problem that you had in the beginning. The only difference is that you don't have the facade to cover it up, right? So a better approach to this issue that I'm seeing, if you are dealing with, you know, chronic reproductive health problems, chronic womb health problems, painful cycles, long cycles, short cycles, irregular cycles, you know, infertility, if you're dealing with these kinds of things and you're looking for support, right? You think you're ready to start making changes. You recognize that, you know, purchasing your high quality wigs and not giving yourself the chance and the ability to invest in your health. When you realize this, then what happens is you don't want to be around anything that's going to make you uncomfortable. Once you start putting down those boundaries, right? You don't want to wear, you know, clothes that are going to pinch your belly, you know what I mean, and cause you pain and constipation. You don't want to pull your hair tight because it looks good. You know what I mean? You would rather have a hairstyle that's healthy for your hair, your scalp, your blood system, your bloodstream. You know what I mean? You don't want to be wearing shoes that are going to hurt your foot or put you in a posture, in a position that's going to misalign your body. You know what I mean? You don't want to be wearing things or eating food that's going to make you sick and tired. You don't want to be sick and tired, right? And so ask yourself why you ignore the symptoms. This is your approach. When you feel what you're feeling, when you engage in your everyday regular activities, right? When you're making the choice, when you're making the decision, this versus this, right? For me, like when I got my hair done versus getting my health taken care of. You know what I mean? When you purchase your clothes or that course versus, you know what I mean? Like going and getting those supplements that you need. You know what I mean? When you purchase, you know what I mean, your plane ticket for your trip to go somewhere. And there's nothing wrong with making these decisions, but also remember that you've got this health issue in the background that needs attention, right? Why is it easy for me to purchase Louis Vuitton, but ignore, it's very difficult for me to pay attention to my health? I just ignore it. Okay? Why is it easy for me to do this? to live in discomfort? Why am I okay with living in discomfort for beauty? For beauty standards. These beauty standards don't care about your health. Right? So this is what I want to leave you all with. This is the questioning, the line of questioning that I want you to be asking yourself. Choose to gift yourself as opposed to sequester yourself under the confines. You know what I mean? Choose to gift yourself by asking the questions. Why is it easier for me to purchase these external items that are going to beautify my external body, as opposed to taking more time to deal with my internal issues? Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. I would love, love, love to hear your thoughts on this. If you yourself have ever gone through this issue, if you yourself have experienced this, have you made the decision to purchase something, you know what I mean, for the sake of having it rather than take care of your health concerns first? So make sure, tap in the comments below, hashtag replay, let me know you were on the call. And if you're interested, make sure to hop into my link in the bio and click on the free guide and get the healthy kitchen guide so that you can start your wellness journey, or you can purchase any of the other mini booklets I have there to get you on your way. So y'all take care, and I will be back again next week to have more conversations with you on subjects that I love. Take care.